What's up guys, Justin here back again with another tutorial. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do a super jump effect. This was requested in the comment section by one of my subscribers, so I'm going to give it to you guys. One thing I quickly want to note is that this camera that I'm using for these videos right now, this is just my webcam that I use for some of my gaming live streams and on calls with my friends and that sort of thing. I would like to use my actual camera that I use for the movies, but the thing is this camera is like already sort of set up. It would just be kind of annoying to like take this one away and then set that one up and then use this one again for gaming. It's a little bit annoying, I guess. I could put the camera onto the side, but we'll see what happens. Maybe I might use it for future videos so I can up the quality of my videos more, but we'll see what happens. Maybe for like unboxing videos or something, we'll see. But anyway, yeah, I'm not going to waste your guys' time. You're here to do an effect, so let's just get straight to it. Okay, so first off, there's this thing that you might need for the effect. It's pretty much optional. I'll just let you know these two options. So the first thing that you might need is a tripod, because there are two ways you can do this effect. One way you can do it is on a tripod, another way you can do it is if someone else is recording you. So if you have a tripod, there's like this twisty handle thing on the side of it. I don't actually know the proper name for it because there's so many names for it, but there's like this twisty handle thing, and basically what it does is when you unscrew it, it lets you move the tripod up and down, like the top part of the tripod. So when you have your camera on top of that, you can move it up and down, and it's sort of like an up and down pan. If you have a tripod and you're able to do that, well then that's great. I'll show you a version that you can do this effect with the tripod, with the spinny handle thing, and I'll show you a version where you don't need the tripod and someone can do it handheld. So I'm going to link my tripod that I have down in the description below, or just one that's similar to it if I can't find it. Yeah, I'm not going to waste your guys' time. You're here to do the effect. I'll show you these two ways, so let's just get straight to it. So firstly, you want to grab your tripod and you want to place it down on the ground, but make sure that the legs are not extended out at all. This way you can get a really nice low shot and the effect will look really good this way. Then you want to place your camera on the tripod and you want to lock it into place, and then just hit record and perform your super jump. After you've done that, you don't want to stop recording. You want to go over to the tripod and very gently unscrew the handle, and then you want to pan the camera upward, and then just end the recording when you're ready. For the handheld method, it is pretty much the exact same thing, except it's not on a tripod. Someone is just recording you handheld whilst you're doing your super jump. And then basically they're just going to do the exact same thing and pan the camera up just like the tripod method. Okay, now that you have that done and you have your footage in Wondershare, as you can see this is mine. I'm just going to show you mine real quick. Pretty much what you want to do here after you have the jump that you want is that you want to find the part where you're jumping, and you just want to pretty much pause it at around, not as you're about to fall down, and not to the point where you've pretty much reached the limit, but around here. So it's like sort of pretty much straight away as you've like lifted yourself up into the air, maybe like 2 or 3 frames or something. But I'm going to grab this frame, not this frame or this frame, but this one here, because if you grab any frame after that, it'll look like that you've moved up really slow at the start of the jump, and then you'll like move up really quick when you go into the super jump. So I'm going to grab this frame here, and what you want to do is, I'll just go to the next frame, and you want to split. That way you have that last frame there. So after you've split it, you want to move your little timeline cursor all the way to the point where you move the camera up. So I'm just going to get it about pretty much just on the little tiny movement that it makes. I'll go a little bit further. So about there, and you want to split it, and then you want to delete the middle clip that you have to get rid of all of that random footage. So now when you connect them together, it'll look something like this. that's why that camera movement pan up is so important. So when you jump up into the air, it can travel with you moving up into the air as well. I did a similar thing like this in one of my VFX videos where I web and then I pull myself up into the air, which you can do that as well. I don't really think I need to do a tutorial for that, because since I've given you guys a web tutorial and now I've given you guys this tutorial, you can sort of combine those web effect skills and add them onto a web sling effect. So it's basically the best of both worlds. But now what you want to do is, the clip where the camera moves up is far too slow to track your movements. As you can see here, I'm not going to be jumping up that slow. So what you want to do is, you want to right click on that clip, go to uniform speed, and there's this little dial up here where you can change the speed, or you can go down to this area and change the speed of it however you like. Now this is sort of a temporary speed for this clip right here, so I might change it later, but this is pretty much how it looks for me right now. But now that you have that set up, what you want to do is you want to go to that last frame of you in the air, and you just want to grab a screenshot of you in the air. And basically what you're going to do with this is you're going to use this screenshot so you can make yourself go up into the air. So there's this website called Photo Scissors or Photo Cutter. I'm going to leave it down in the description below, and basically it automatically cuts people out of photos. But if it doesn't do it automatically and it leaves some excess parts of the photo, well then you can actually edit it in the program, and it's pretty easy to figure out, but I'll leave it down in the description below. So this is the website right here. It says upload image. You can press that and select a file, or you can drag and drop your image in. I'm going to just drag my file right into here, and it'll just pretty much automatically cut me out of the photo, just like that. Now you can do some editing to make it even better. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to go back to the old editor on this website, because some of the things on the new editor, like you can't do some of the things that you could do on the old editor in the new one. So I'm just going to press the old editor, back to old editor, and there I go. You can see that my arm here hasn't fully been cut out of this photo. It's pretty much just fully disappeared. So I'm just going to go over it and hold this down and just go over it and make sure it stays in the photo. It's kind of just like drawing on there, and now it's in there. You can do some little editing to just little bits if you want to make it like 100% perfection, which is pretty much like me every time I edit Dimension Rift. I need to make sure that everything is perfect, otherwise I'm not happy. And I just want to give you guys the best effects that I can deliver for the movie, so I hope you're all looking forward to the movie. I'm not going to do any further editing to this. I think this is pretty much good enough, but basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Mode, Transparent, Solid Color, and select my color to green. I'm just going to take another screenshot and save that. Now after you've done that, you just want to drag and drop that into Wondershare, and you want to put it there. Now obviously that's nothing right now, but I'm about to show you how to do this. You want to double click on the image, you want to go to AI tools and select chroma key. Now if it hasn't gotten rid of the green that you have for your background, you can just go to the selector tool right here, and you can just select the green that's actually in the image. Now that you have that sorted, you can mess around with the edge thickness and edge feather and tolerance and offset for a little bit to make it as good as you want. Basically what you want to do is, now that it's on top of the frame here and you can see yourself, you just want to size it down to how you are in the clip, and you just want to line it up to the same size. And then when you've done that, you basically just want to hold the clip and drag it on top of the fast clip of the camera panning up. Now it looks very funny right now, but trust me, this is a good start. You've got pretty much most of it done here, because you have the main part of it of you going up into the air. Now we're going to do a lot of tweaking to this and making it look better. Now one of the problems that is happening right now is that the camera movement at the start of the pan up is too slow, which makes it look super unnatural. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on that and take away some of the frames, about probably 2 of the frames at the start. That way when you play it back, it's a lot faster at the beginning. Now if it still looks too slow, you can always go back to the speed thing and just make it even shorter, like not actually making the clip shorter, but making the clip itself faster. Now that you have that sorted, I'm just going to shorten my clip just like this. Now that you have that sorted, I'm just going to shorten the picture of me. Now what you want to do is you want to double click on the image and you want to press the keyframing icon. Then what you want to do is you want to go to about this point here. So it's just a few frames after the camera pan stops. So try and find the best spot to do it. I'm going to do it about there, and then I'm going to go to basic, scale, and then I'm just going to go over to here, and I'm just going to make the image a little bit smaller. Around that small I think looks the best, and that way what happens is you actually get smaller as you go up into the air, and it just makes it a little bit more realistic. But obviously that looks really weird right now, so what you want to do now is you want to grab the image and you want to just put it all the way out of frame until you can't see yourself anymore. That way you'll pretty much just go straight out of frame. Now that you have yourself out of the frame after that jump, you want to go back to this frame at the end of the first clip and just get rid of it, and then move this to there, and it'll make it look a lot more fluent, more natural, because if you keep that frame in there, you have the exact same frame that you had and just cut yourself out of, and it makes it look a bit too slow when you do the jump. So by removing that frame, it looks a lot more natural. Now if it looks a little bit weird to you, what you can do is you can go back to this clip and maybe move this keyframe back so you go up into the sky a lot faster, or you can put it even further so you can make it a lot slower, which looks really bad. It's all up to you, or you can change the speed of the clip that's moving up with the camera, or you can make it even slower. It's really up to you, but I think the best option is to move this keyframe a bit further back so you're actually moving up into the sky a lot faster, but it's whatever you want to do. I'm just going to mess around with this and I'll be back when I'm done. Alright, I've done messing around with mine here. I actually made the next keyframe of me in the sky even a little bit smaller, so when I go into the sky I actually get smaller than before, and I actually removed another frame from the end of this clip to make it even more fluent, so it makes me go up into the sky a lot quicker. Now I could spend hours and hours perfecting this and making it look like the best thing in the world, but I'm just trying to give you guys an idea on how to do this effect so you guys can spend time making it how you want, but I'm giving you the basis of how to actually do the effect itself. So I hope that this is helping you. If you have any questions in the comments section, then I'll answer your questions the best I can. But yeah, this is pretty much the effect, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to filter it, add some effects and some sound effects just to get you an idea on what yours could look like when it's done. So I'm going to add some shake effects for when I jump. So in Wondershare you got the effects tab, like if you just search shake you'll get a bunch of these different shake effects here. So I'm just going to edit this and I'll be back when I'm done. One thing to note that's really important that I forgot to tell you guys before is if you go to the effects tab and you search mosaic, you want to drop that on top of the fast panning up shot of you going up into the air, and you just want to cover that, and then you want to grab this and just cover the entire screen with it. If you double click on it and you go to this, you can choose a blur that goes upward like this and turn the blur amount down, and if you put it up just a little bit like that, basically what that does is it gives you a little bit of motion blur when you go up into the sky, and it makes it look a little more realistic. But one thing to note is that when you get to about here and the camera pan stops, you just want to drag it down and make it so there is no blur after that, so it'll look a little something like that. Also another thing, when the pan of the camera stops, a good thing to do is to click on the panning video, split it, and then make the rest of the footage slower, or put it back to its main speed or the speed that it was before. This way, if there's windy trees in the background, they won't be windy after that anymore. And I'm just going to put my slight shake effect over the top of that. I'm just going to go back to this effect and finish it. Okay, I've finished editing my super jump effect. As I said, it's not like super 100% perfect. I didn't put as much effort into it as I would if I was doing it for a movie. I still think I put enough effort to give you guys a really good idea on how to do the effect. And if I didn't explain something well in the comment section, just let me know and I'll reply to the best of my ability. But other than that, guys, here is the finished product. Alright guys, well that's going to wrap it up for this effect today. I really hope that it helped you with your filmmaking. I really hope that these tips and tricks are going to help you in the future. And let me know in the comments how your effect went and if you have any suggestions for other tutorials in the future. And one thing I'm going to quickly say is that if you're watching this video right now, I have another tutorial coming out next week, which is a web effect to the wall, except this time the camera is not going to be stationary. It's going to be moving around, which means I'm going to teach you guys how to track it to the wall with two options. There are two ways you can do it. It's going to be a manual version and an automatic version. I'll show you guys in that video. But apart from that, I hope you're looking forward to that video in the future. As I said, I hope this video helped you. Thank you for watching and I hope you guys have a good day. See ya.